Hello, in this lecture we're going to talk about variables, why we use them, who uses them, and just their overall purpose. Alright, so let's start it off with an empty, just with no text here. And let's type int main, this is our main function, parentheses and the bracket. Alright, and we want to what? We're gonna want to output a message. How do we output messages? In the last video I showed you, it's a console out, right? C out, two less than signs, quotation marks, and we can type whatever we want. For example, okay, a robot's head. That's our message. Or you know what? Let's do. I know another one. Unicorns are interesting. Okay, but we can't just output this message just yet. We need to tell C++ where to find this function to be able to output stuff. And it's located. We're gonna include it. We're pretty much including the ability to output messages to the console. All right. It's input output stream. All right. And to make things 10 times easier, just put using name space standard. This makes it so we don't have to type standard all the time. It just makes it a lot easier. Alright. Now what happens when we run this code, okay? It's gonna output the message unicorns are interesting, right? Whatever I type in between these two quotation marks, it will output onto the screen. Alright? But this is not about outputting stuff, this is about variables, this lecture. Alright, let me show you what a simple variable is, alright? Now, we're going to type in int. Int stands for integer. An integer is a whole number, negative or positive. For example, int months. Okay, how many months are there? Well, there's 12. Okay, so we're telling the computer, hey, there are 12 months. That's about it. Alright, so int, well, for example, we can't do 12.34, that's not an integer. We would use something else for that, but that's not what this video is about. Alright, so months is equal to 12. Now the computer remembers, hey, there are 12 months, okay? Now, let's try outputting that, alright? So between our two quotation marks, let's type there are, and then let's use this 12, right? There are months. See, what does months equal? Months equals 12. So it's going to say there are 12. And notice how it's not surrounded by these quotation marks, which indicates that we're displaying the value of a variable. There are months in a year, right? Let's go ahead and run it. What happens? It displays there are 12 months in a year. Pretty cool, huh? I have to admit too, I like that. As you can see, there are these quotation marks. Whatever's in the quotation marks, it will display. And as you can see, I have a space here, right? If we did not add this space, the program would be very crunched up and very not cool looking, huh? So it's case sensitive. We need to add a space. You can always adjust this, right? Now it looks a lot better. But of course you can also do, 12. There are 12 months in the year, but this is cooler the way we do it. I like this by using a variable. So we don't have to remember. For example, let's say we forgot how many months there are in a year. Well, the computer remembers there are 12. Alright? That's kind of silly, but alright. Now, let's try doing some math with these variables, alright? Let's have a variable named January, alright? And January has 31 days in it. Okay, so int January equals 31. Now let's make another variable called February. equals 28. All right. Now, we're going to write a program that adds how many days are in January and February together. Kind of cool, huh? Let's try it out. So we're going to write these two quotation marks. There are actually, you know what? There are January plus February. Let's do something like that, huh? What is January plus February? 59, all right? There are 59 days in January plus February. Okay, let's try running our code and see what happens. There are 59 days in January and February. So let's change that to an and run it. Pretty cool, huh? Instead of typing, 59, we just made the computer calculate for us, Let's say we forgot how to do math, that happens a lot. And so the computer remembers, okay, 31 plus 28 is how many days in total. All right, let's try something else. We're gonna get user input, all right? This is gonna be kind of interesting. So let's write that cout once again. And we're gonna write another one called cin with the greater than sign instead. See, the arrows are pointing a different way, All right. And let's change these to x and y, all right? And we don't want them to be declared or initialized. We just want them to be whatever, Don't have a value just yet. And so this will say what? What do we want it to say? Enter a number. Okay? And this allows the user to enter a number, for example, and we'll store it in the value of x. So let's give it a try. Let's click run. Enter a number, 5, and then let's hit enter. The program stops because, there's nothing over below. Let's ask the user another question. Now, what do we want to do? Enter another number. Okay, and what do we want it to do? We want the user to enter even another number. So, console input, right? This will allow the user to enter another number. Let's try it again. Enter number 5. Enter another number 2. All right, and now we can either add, subtract, multiply, divide, square root, exponents, up to you. So let's do, console output, what? X plus y. See how there are quotation marks? Which means this is a string, and this is what's going to be displayed. These aren't variables, right? X plus y equals what? We're going to add these two marks. X plus y. That's literally what it is. So we just wrote a program that's going to calculate what? It's going to add two numbers together and display them. Let's give it a try. Wow, it's compiling for a very long time, isn't it? Enter a number, let's do 7. Enter another number, let's do 69. And as you can see, x plus y equals 76. We just wrote a program that does math for us. Oh my goodness. How cool is that? And we can also do subtraction. If we just replace both with subtraction signs, click run. Enter a number, let's do 169 minus 79 equals 90. Pretty interesting, huh? And you can also use divide. This is the divide operator. It's like a slash. Let's do it here too. Enter number, let's do 69 divided by 3. is 23. And that's pretty cool. And it did it like within a second, huh? So it's pretty fast. All right. And that's all I wanted to show you guys. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you in the next lecture. Bye.